What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we're going to be talking about the Toronto Raptors and my thoughts and opinions heading into the 2022-2023 NBA season in just a few months. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, subscribe for daily NBA and NFL videos, and let's get straight to it. So last season, the Raptors, I'd say they had a pretty good season. I mean, getting the 5 seed after being a top 4 lottery team the year before, tanking, getting Scottie Barnes there. Obviously, they got a little lucky in the lottery, but still landing that 4th pick was very, very valuable for them. He was a big part of this team getting the 5 seed. And the Eastern Conference is getting good now. I mean, they beat out teams like the Chicago Bulls, the Brooklyn Nets. Granted, both those teams did get injured toward the end of the season. They still did beat them out, and that's obviously very tough to do considering you weren't in the playoffs the year before that. And the Raptors, they're still a very talented roster. I mean, just a few years ago, they won a NBA championship, and the roster has gotten worse since then. I mean, they had Kawhi Leonard on their team at the time, but they pretty much have the exact same roster, just no Kawhi, no Kyle Lowry, some other guys in between, but you've still got Pascal Siakam, fredvanvleet, and now you've got Scottie Barnes there. I think that could be one of the better trios in the NBA. I mean, both Pascal and fredvanvleet have had they both made an All-Star game in their career. I believe fredvanvleet was the first ever non-drafted player to make a All-Star appearance, so that's very awesome there. I think, honestly, he had one of the best seasons from a point guard all year, and I'm really excited for next season. I mean, we're getting a better version of Scottie Barnes. Pascal Siakam is still under 30 years old, so he's still one of the younger guys there. And in my opinion, he's still the best player on the Toronto Raptors. I mean, last season he averaged 22 points, 49% from the field, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Very good stats there. I mean, toward the end of the season is when he really started picking things up. Before then, he wasn't as great. Obviously, he has had better years, especially the year that they won the championship and the year before that. Though these last 3 seasons have kind of made Pascal into the NBA player that he is today. And then we got fredvanvleet, only 28 years there as well, so he's under 30. And last season he averaged 20 points, 40% from the field, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. So he played honestly very efficient as well, shooting 40% for a point guard. That's very good. And he's been very good the last 2 seasons. I'd say the year before that he averaged 19. So he's gotten a lot better in the last 2 years. He's improved a lot. And honestly, one of the better players on this team that not many people have been talking about is OG Anunoby. Only 25 years of age. Last season, he averaged 17 points, 44% from the field, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. So he also improved a bunch from the last 2 seasons. He's been making a lot of impact. He can shoot well, he can defend, he can get rebounds, he can make plays. So I just think that they got a gem there in OG, and they should not look to trade him for honestly anything. I mean, the way he plays his role on this team is just absolutely amazing, and the Raptors, they're very lucky to have him. Also got a good young shooter there in Gary Trent Jr., who is only 23 years old, and last season he averaged 18 points per game, so he's definitely improving a lot. I mean, he has played on the Toronto Raptors now for 1.5 seasons. He did get traded at the deadline for, I believe he was on the Blazers. Yeah, he got traded for Maurice. And yeah, he's just been shooting very, very efficiently as of late, and he's just been getting very, very good as the seasons go by. And last but not least, I'd like to talk about the young star there in Scottie Barnes. I mean, last season he won Rookie of the Year as the 4th overall pick. Many people thought that the Raptors should have taken Jalen Suggs there. I also was one of them, but obviously, I mean, it turned out, hey, I mean, he won Rookie of the Year. Last season averaged 15 points, 49% from the field, 7.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, so almost 50% from the field. I don't think you could get even more consistent and efficient as a rookie. That's just great numbers right there, and I think he's going to be one of the best players in the NBA one day, and honestly, one day very soon next season. I think he could very well make an All-Star appearance. I mean, at least in the next 2 years, he's going to be one of the best players in the NBA, and the Raptors are super lucky to have this gem. Next season, I have some high hopes for the Toronto Raptors. I think they could be one of the best teams in the NBA, at least in the Eastern Conference. I think they're a top 4 seed. I think they're a better team than the Brooklyn Nets are. I mean, the Nets, they're great, but those 3 guys have not had a single game together. Ben, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant. They haven't played much. They don't even have good chemistry. I mean, the Nets, as a whole organization just are kind of all over the place at the moment. So I just think they're a better team than the Nets. I think they can be better than the 76ers. They did lose in, I believe, 5 or 6 games to the Sixers in the playoffs last season. They could have made a comeback. I mean, that would have been pretty crazy considering they were coming back from 3-0. But I think they could be better than them, and there's a bunch of teams there that they could beat out and get a higher seed. I think the Raptors, they could even make a pretty big playoff run, and I just have some high hopes for them next season. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, subscribe for daily NBA and NFL content, and I'm out of here. Peace.